again, everyone. Welcome back. Today I'm reviewing the newest installment from the 724 line of cigars. This is the 1874, and this is the Robusto 5 1/4 by 52. Now, a little about this cigar. It uses an Jalapa Habano wrapper, Indonesian binder, and fillers from the Jalapa Valley and Esteli. This is the second cigar to come out. It's the first cigar since 2009 when they debuted their standard production 724. And if you'll look here on the band, it's C724, and around on the side 1874. It's really a nice looking reddish brown color, and it feels very weighty in the hand, always a good sign. There's your density. So let's get right to it. The 724 1874 Robusto. All right. A little firmness to the draw. I took off so little. You can see there what we did take off. That'll be fine. I like to leave as much cigar as possible. Take off as little cap as possible. Getting some flavors here at about the 1/4 inch point that I can nail down for you. Tastes like a combination of cedar and sweet grapefruit. I'm getting leather notes. Black pepper at about a 7.5. What I would call a coffee. And that's sort of how we're starting. Let's see if we can pin down a finish flavor for you this early juncture. A leather heavy cream. Does that make sense? Leathery cream. That doesn't sound good, but it sure doesn't taste that bad. But that's what the two flavors taste like. A little lingering pepper. So let's see where we go from here. That's how we're starting. About 1.5 inches in. And the front end flavors have actually, the sweeter type flavors have actually sort of faded a little bit, but it's more of a lightly sweet grapefruit, maybe a little nutmeg mixed in there. There is quite a bit of leather notes and earthiness. What I would call any coffee notes would be right at the tail end, and the finish now is more of a cream with a little bit of dry toast notes to it. I would call the cigar medium bodied. But it's quite heavy on the leather and earthiness on the front end, much more than I thought it would be. So that's where we are, about 1.5 inches. And as you can see, the ash is very tight. Does appear to be drooping a little, so it may be about to fall. More or less heavy salt, light pepper, ash. So that's where we are at about 1.5 inches. Right at the band, a little past the midpoint. The front end flavors of a semi-sweet grapefruit with a little nutmeg note. You can still call it that, but they're very faint compared to the heavy leather notes. There is a little butteriness to the leather now. It's not quite straight raw leather. It's a little butteriness, and the coffee notes are much more noticeable. There is a little dry wood. At times I'm getting a little charred flavor of dry wood on the front end, but it's heavy on the darker flavors. The finish is still the same, cream with a little dry toast and some lingering pepper. So the cigar is medium, possibly you could call it medium to full. It's right at that line. So that's where we are, just at the band, which I'm going to remove now, set aside. So about 2.5 inches remaining. Well, we're pretty much at the end, so let's wrap it up. About 1 hour and 10 minutes at this point. Here at the end, more or less the front end flavors got back to a cedar, had a little sweetness to it, very little. Heavy on the leather, heavy on the actually the charred oak notes really came out a little more, so it's right behind the leather, and the coffee is a base. Those are your main flavors that you're going to get. The pepper is still very good. It's probably up to a 7.5, close to an 8. It's really improved, and I would call it medium to full. The finish is unchanged. This cigar is pretty much all about the leather and the coffee. It's a lot of leather notes, and for those of you who like leather with just a little bit of cedar, or in this case a little bit of grapefruit with nutmeg in the midpoint, then this would be fine for you. Very good. Personally, an overly leathery cigar is just not what I look for, and so judge this cigar on what I'm telling you it tastes like. Forget my score because it may not apply to you, but I'm giving it an 87. It's just it didn't have enough sweet notes, had no richness, and but there again, there are a lot of you guys and ladies that like heavy leather type cigars, and this is one of them. So the 724 1874 Robusto is all that. It's just very much a heavy leather and coffee thick cigar. So there you have it, the 724 1874 Robusto.